Welcome, viewers, to the Chronicles of Enigma, your portal to unravel the mysteries of the ages. In this episode, we embark on a journey to explore the legendary realm shrouded in mystery and fascination, Atlantis. This ancient and mysterious island, first whispered in the dialogues of the Greek philosopher Plato, beckons us to delve into the realms of philosophy, history, and the unknown. Atlantis is a legendary and mysterious island, first officially mentioned by the ancient Greek philosopher Plato in his dialogues Timaeus and Critias. Plato's writings, including his dialogues, are primarily philosophical and literal works rather than historical documents in the modern sense. While he often used real historical figures and events as characters or background settings in his dialogues, the purpose was typically to explore philosophical ideas and ethical concepts rather than to provide an accurate historical account. Timaeus and Critias describe an advanced and powerful civilization that supposedly existed around 9,000 years before Plato's time. Plato was born around 428 BC, making his time frame for Atlantis around 9500 BC or 11,500 years ago. This is around the time of the Younger Dryas period. It was a brief, intense cold period lasting from approximately 12,900 to 11,700 years ago during the Pleistocene epoch, named after the Arctic alpine plant Dryas octopictilia. It followed the end of the last ice age. The cause is debated, but a prominent theory involves a sudden influx of fresh water into the North Atlantic, possibly from the release of meltwater from retreating glaciers. This event resulted in a temporary return to near glacial conditions, impacting ecosystems and human populations. The Younger Dryas concluded with a rapid warming, marking the final shift into the warmer Hycocene epoch. Plato's detailed account of Atlantis is found in the dialogue Critias. According to the narrative, Atlantis was a confederation of kings with a great power that ruled over the island and other territories. The story includes information about the geography, infrastructure, and eventual destruction of the mysterious civilization. The following quotes are from Plato's Critias. Now in this island of Atlantis there existed a confederation of kings, of great and marvelous power, which held sway over all the island, and over many other islands also, and parts of the continent. But proceeding thence, you see at a greater distance the extremity of the island of Atlantis, just before the mouth, which you Greeks call, as you say, the Pillars of Hercules. It is the reason that the sea in those parts is impassable and impenetrable, because there is a shoal of mud in the way, and this was caused by the substance of the island. For all that we have here, lying within the mouth of which we speak, is evidently a haven having a narrow entrance, but the yonder is a real ocean, and the land surrounding it may mostly rightly be called, in the fullest and truest sense, a continent. Many great deluges have taken place during the 9,000 years, for that is the number of years which have elapsed since the time of which I am speaking. And during all this time, and through so many changes, there has never been any considerable accumulation of the soil coming down from the mountains, as in other places, but the earth has fallen away all around and sunk out of sight. In Timaeus, Plato sets the stage for the discussion of the creation of the world, but Atlantis is not explicitly mentioned. Here's a quote that refers to the context. But afterwards there occurred violent earthquakes and floods, and in a single day and night of misfortune all your warlike men in a body sank into the earth, and the island of Atlantis in like manner disappeared in the depths of the sea. Plato mentioned that Atlantis was located beyond the Pillars of Hercules, believed by many to be the Strait of Gibraltar. However, the exact location remains a subject of speculation and debate among scholars and enthusiasts. The Eye of the Sahara, also known as the Rick Hat structure, is a geological formation located in the Sahara Desert, West Africa. It is a distinctive and prominent circular feature with a diameter of about 50 kilometers or 30 miles. The structure was originally discovered in the 20th century through satellite imagery. The Rickhat structure is not an impact crater, as was initially speculated, but rather an eroded and uplifted geologic dome. It consists of concentric rings of different rock layers, with the center of the structure being higher in elevation than the surrounding areas. The formation is often linked to the appearance of an eye from above, hence the name Eye of the Sahara. While the Eye of the Sahara is a fascinating geological feature, no evidence has been found to be related to the mythical lost city of Atlantis. Some people have suggested a connection between the two, speculating that the Rickhat structure could be the remnants of Atlantis. Until more research is done in the most inhospitable area, we may never know. Throughout history, numerous theories have emerged regarding the existence of Atlantis. Some consider it a historical account, while others view it as a myth. The lack of concrete evidence has fueled skepticism, and Atlantis is often interpreted as a philosophical construct rather than a tangible place by mainstream scientists. Edgar Cayce, a renowned American psychic in the early 20th century, made several predictions about Atlantis. He claimed the remnants of Atlantis would be discovered near Bimini in the Bahamas. Ironically, 23 years after Casey's death, the Bimini Road, also known as the Bimini Wall or Atlantis Road, was discovered in 1968 by Dr. Manson Ballantyne and his colleagues during a dive off the coast of North Bimini in the Bahamas. The Bimini Road is a linear rock formation made up of limestone blocks. Some researchers have speculated that it might be a man-made structure associated with the legendary lost city of Atlantis. Some researchers associate Plato's Atlantis with ancient flood myths from various cultures, suggesting a possible connection to real cataclysmic events. However, this speculative link remains a matter of conjecture rather than established fact. New discoveries are made every day in the field of archaeology. Perhaps we will find the ruins someday. While many scientists dismiss the idea of a sunken city like Atlantis, geological and archaeological investigations continue. Research often focuses around the possibility of ancient coastal cities submerged due to a rising sea level or seismic activity. The tale of Atlantis, originating from Plato's dialogues, has captivated the human imagination for centuries. Whether approached as a historical mystery, a philosophical metaphor, or a literal invention, Atlantis continues to be a subject of fascination and debate, embodying the enduring allure of the unknown in human history. Thank you for joining me today on this mental adventure. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please consider liking, subscribing, and sharing.